Here and now in this moment. It should be on your green sheet. Here we go. Here I am. Here I am, here and now, in this moment. Here I am in the place I am meant to be. Nothing can hurt me, nothing can shake me. I am free, I am home. Here I am, here I am. In this moment, here I am in the place I am meant to be. Nothing can hurt me, nothing can shake me. I am free, I am home. One more time, everybody. Here I am, here and now, in this moment. Here I am in the place I am meant to be. Nothing can hurt me, nothing can shake me. I am free, I am home.
Good morning. Welcome home. Welcome one and all. It's good to see your shining faces today. I'm making a note to myself, hang on. Last minute information. I am Barb Buchanan. I'm a licensed Unity leader and a prayer chaplain here at Unity. And it is a pleasure to be here today. Unity, if I know we have some new people here today, and that's wonderful. Unity is a positive path for spiritual living. We gather to create an experience of spirit. At UnityCR, we offer practical teachings that empower abundant and meaningful living. Meeting you right where you are, we endeavor to provide a variety of ways to support your path of spiritual living. In your bulletin, you have some spirit activities upcoming. Oh, I'd also invite you to check in on Facebook before you turn off your cell phones and give us a Yahoo for UnityCR today. And for those who are live streaming, we appreciate all of you also. The prayer room partner for today will be Joni Copper. She'll be at the door over here to my right, your left. Upcoming events that are important. Next Tuesday is a board meeting, UnityCR board meeting. And on Wednesday the 19th, we have choir practice with our own Nina. So practices will be coming, and please be involved if you so desire at 6:30 is when that happens. On the 30th, excuse me, on the 30th of this month, we have our fall community meeting, and that's when you get to learn all the wonderful and exciting things that have been going on and that may be upcoming to participate in. And we get into November, which is really amazing to think that we're almost into November. We have a couple different classes that we have for those who want to be members or those who want to learn more about Unity. And the first one is on Saturday, November 5th. And that, excuse me, is a tour of our building and the many areas that we have and on the grounds also. On the Sunday, on the 6th, is the foundation class. And if you are interested, please see Ruth in the office, Jan Griffith, or any one of the board leadership. They can they can explain things for you also. There is a card that you can fill out so we know who will be attending that class. And those, again, are found in the office, which is the fireplace room these days. So you'll find some tables in there, and that's Ruth's new abode. Also, Nina wants to say 2 words about Christmas.
About Christmas.
Christmas.
Oh, is my mic on? Okay. Oh, good. We're going to have a youth Christmas program on December 11th, and I just wanted you to know, if you have children or grandchildren that play instruments or like to sing, please let me or Ruth know, and so we can get you involved in the Christmas program, December 11th, youth. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Nina. I also wanted to mention in the foyer we have a table of some new books in the bookstore. Really fascinating, and one is called Color Your Zen. I mean, how amazing is that? Along with a couple other famous authors, Paul Hasselbeck from Unity, etc. So check out the table. So I invite you to join me in saying the invocation that starts with "There is." There is only one presence and one power in my life and in the universe, God, the good, omnipotent. I invite you into this time of prayer by getting comfortable in your seat, relaxing your shoulders, becoming present in this moment. As we flow into that energy of divine light, joining our energies together, we move into that place of oneness, where we join our prayers in our community here, and we join our prayers worldwide with everyone else who is praying on this day, in this moment with us. We know there are no boundaries. There are no limitations. To prayer. It is the foundation of our faith. Of our ability to be in the world. To move our thoughts in positive ways and our actions that follow our steps for the betterment of all that is. We are blessed every day by our bounty, by our service in the world, by our presence, by our being. We open our hearts. We open our arms wide to enfold those to our left and those to our right in this prayer of wholeness, peace, love. We embrace those behind us in this prayer of wholeness, peace, and love. And we embrace those in front of us with this prayer of wholeness, peace, and love. We are blessed by this prayerful energy swirling in this room and going out into the world. For this knowing and for this remembering, for this oneness, we say thank you. And so it is. Amen and amen. Our daily word for the day is guidance. Divine wisdom guides and directs me. Being at the right place at the right time is more than just coincidence. Every action I take is lovingly guided by Spirit. The divine plan is in motion. As I turn within and quiet my mind, I rise above the static of my everyday thoughts and find a new inner rhythm. I listen. Here, in the peace of my heart, I am guided to exactly what I need to do and how to do it. A feeling of tranquility washes over me. I breathe deeply and rhythmically. All tension lifts from me, and I spend this time listening and waiting. No thought of concerns disturbs this peace that comes from understanding. Divine wisdom guides and directs me. From 1 Corinthians 2:13. And we speak of these things in words, not taught by human wisdom, but taught by the Spirit, interpreting spiritual things to those who are spiritual. And if you will join me with your pink sheet, there is a tune called It's in Every One of Us, which we will joyfully raise our voices together. Stand as you are able. Thank you.
wise. Find your heart, open up both your eyes. We can all know everything without ever knowing why. It's in every one of us, by and by. It's in every one of us to be free. Find your heart, open your eyes and see. We can all have everything without ever knowing how. It's in every one of us, here and now.
Thank you. Laura, there's Laura, there's our Laura. She's going to talk about youth ed.
Thanks. Good morning. We are using the curriculum called In the Forest of Finding Out. It's based on the simple truth. It's also, for some of you folks who have been around a while, it's loosely based on the Quest, which was a curriculum we used many years ago. Today's lesson is on, it says, everything is as it should be. And I'm saying, oh yeah, that's divine order. And then I thought, that's a little bit more than divine order. So everything is as it should be. And it's really cool to sit and think about that. So we are going to explore that, and we're going to hear the story of Noah and the ark, and we've got a game that we're going to play and a little craft, and we're planning to have some fun. I hope all the kids will join us now. Let's say we're walking in the light. Let's do that version. So thanks.
We are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. We are walking in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God.
And now we have our own Jim Green.
Yay, Jim.
Who will be singing Pure Imagination. Thank you, Jim.
Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, turning in the world of my creation. What we'll see will defy explanation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it, want to change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare to pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. If you want to view paradise, Simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world. There's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be.
Myself talking. Now I hear myself talking. There we go. Thank you, sir. So I was not here last week because Bill and I were being with our 4.5-year-old twins for 3 or 4 days. And if you're a Facebook fan, you saw some of our good stories on Facebook. So I heard some buzz about you last week, Miss Sally. Miss Sally was our guest speaker last week. And I got to tell you, honey, when people talked about the message, they lit up. Happiness. Oh, well, that explains it. Okay. Okay, so thank you for being here. And Paula and Linda Blacksmith, I don't know if we have any other UCR peeps in the name of the group, just Metro Mix Chorus. And they schedule themselves to be here every time they know I'm going to be gone on a Sunday. So the other folks in the chorus do not believe that we have like a standing minister, that we just have guest speakers every time. So we are back. We started weeks ago working with our issues of water. For those of you who haven't been here for a while or who are here for the first time, we don't generally roll with part of our walls missing. And we're dealing with an interesting issue of this water table on which we sit. So, of course, we have to look at the metaphysics of that. And when we're studying the metaphysics of life, it means that we see what's going on in our physical realm, in our outer realm, and we turn to the inner. We turn to the spiritual guidance and wisdom and knowing to search for that deeper meaning of what's showing up out there. So using, pardon me while I get my prop. Here it is. Using our Unity co-founder's amazing dictionary, it's called the Revealing Word, a dictionary of metaphysical terms. We've been studying the metaphysics of our elements that we have going on. Of course, the first big element is water. Water has several different aspects, you might say. One is potentiality, one is pools of negative thought, knowing that water goes to the lowest point. One is cleansing, one is about giving up, one is about what is our truth, and then of course, circulation. So week by week, we've been applying what we're learning and discovering in our own individual lives, and we're working toward giving shape and form to our next chapter at UnityCR. What do we do with the water? How do we be with the water? And in a good way, So today we have 2 remaining pieces to work out in our puzzle, and then we can begin to connect our dots. Our next remaining piece is, of course, our building, our house. And in Revealing Word, what Fillmore writes about house is God builds and dwells. The house that God builds and dwells in is the human body. The house that God builds and dwells in is the human body. So every human being, including all of our political candidates, every human being is actually an image of spirit coming alive in our physical realm. Think about that. And as we go about our metaphysical work, we have to realize that UnityCR isn't this building, right? I mean, this building could exist. We could have the sign out there. But if we didn't have each and every one of us, the ones who are sitting in this room, the ones who are riding their bicycles, the ones who are home in their pajamas watching us on live stream, the ones who will catch us on podcast later this week, if we didn't have our physical beings, UnityCR wouldn't exist really, would it? So it's an interesting shift when we think about our building as us, as a spiritual body. So, given that lens on our building, our house, in terms of the work that we've been doing on this metaphysical puzzle, what are our thoughts about our house and what that represents? The water has seeped in to our house, our outer shell. I know we're starting off with the hard stuff, aren't we? It's coming, well, we're going to get to foundation. So it's not coming in the roof. It's coming from underneath the house. Understanding. And the other question that just came to me, Dale, when you said that was, on what does the house sit? What is our understanding? What stands under our house? Any other thoughts about house? What our house or our building represents in our challenges? We have openings that we haven't had before in 3 of our rooms. We have people shifted to makeshift spaces. Anything else about our house?
Opportunities. Openings. You said openings. And openings of opportunities came to me.
Funny how that word comes up in so many of our elements. Opportunity. Did you see? Oh, Ruth has something.
I have the opportunity to look at things differently because I am shifted to a different space. So I see things differently now.
That's really significant. And I was also thinking when I was talking about people being shifted to another space, do you notice how instantaneously Ruth made our little den look like home? Like she's always been there, like she just lives there, that's her little nest. She's a nester. So I just blew off what you just said, and it was so good. Opportunity to look at things differently.
A new perception.
Okay.
The other thing, when you think of your house, you think of your home. And what is your home typically filled with?
What is your home
typically filled with?
What is your home typically filled with? That's a really great question.
I know what mine's filled with. Lots and lots of love.
Okay, so what having the last few weeks to really work with this and look at this, Our spiritual home also represents our consciousness. Our consciousness as a collective body, a collective spiritual body. And what I know that I know that I know on so many levels, because of our history, because of our longevity, because of who we are, I know that I know that I know that our house, our foundation, does not sit on water, as it were. It does not sit on shifting sands, but it sits. Hopefully there's some rock in there, Jim. Hopefully we'll find some rock, because in consciousness, I think that's what we sit on. And our final element is foundation, which of course, I don't know, I don't think you can build a house without a foundation, can you? Oh, you can, but it doesn't last. My father was a carpenter, so he would have smacked me if he heard me ask that question. So to find foundation in the revealing word in the Metaphysical Dictionary, we turn to faith. And there's a lot of juicy stuff in here about faith, so open up and listen up, please. Faith is the foundation of all that man does. Faith is the foundation of all that we do. Jesus spoke of a new condition for the upliftment of the race, and he called it the kingdom of the heavens. Jesus said that this kingdom must be built upon the foundation typified by the disciple Peter. Does anybody remember when they were talking about what they were there for and their purpose and so forth? And Jesus turned to Peter and he said, "This is the rock on whom I will build my church." This is the foundation, the foundation of faith. Faith is closely related to the enduring, firm, unyielding forms of substance. So substance is the invisible energy with which we create. And when we are creating in faith, out of faith, that is our ability to bring from the invisible to the visible. And that's what our water task force is about. They're looking at the house, they're looking at the building, they're looking at the water, they're looking at the circulation. And we're going to bring some people in and do some digging and find out what are the substances on which our physical house sits, so that we know how to work with that we're already sitting on. So he goes on to say that faith is more than mere belief. It is the very substance of that which is believed. Again, it's the firm foundation. Faith working in spiritual substance accomplishes all things. That's huge. Faith operating in this realm, this divine idea of spiritual substance, accomplishes all things. Can I get a Yahoo, an amen, any? This is the faith that cooperates with the law, the creative law. And when faith is exercised in deep spiritual consciousness under divine law, it brings results that are seemingly miraculous. That are seemingly miraculous. And those results are already existent in the mind of God. So in regard to our current situation, in whom or what do we place our faith?
Our faith is the cleaning of our consciousness. Our faith is In our minds and our consciousness are many rooms.
I'm sorry,
in our
I'm not
house.
hearing you, Ben. Can you stand up, please?
Our faith in our house, that we're talking about the foundation of our spiritual consciousness, has got many rooms. Many rooms that need to be cleaned.
Many rooms?
Many rooms in our house have to be cleaned. There are many
rooms in the mansion.
Many rooms in our house have to be filled with the wholesome thoughts. Put wholesomeness in our house. The unwholesome will show, but the wholesome will dominate over the unwholesome thoughts. With the right view and the right intention, there's the right actions that follow that. And I say that's the leading of the middle way.
So we place our faith in
my
consciousness.
Right view, in my intentions. My heart is in alignment.
Right. If we place our faith in consciousness of right alignment, right thinking,
label our thoughts.
Right intention.
Right.
Then there were miraculous results.
And the faith and trust is forward.
Got it. Thank you. Anybody else? In whom or what do we place our faith as we think about this situation?
In times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, I just place my faith in the sixth dimension, or that we are all connected, and our lives may look little, and this may look, wrong or whatever, but it isn't wrong in the fullness of things, which is beyond our life, which is beyond our church, which is beyond each one of us, And so we have faith in that what should be que sera, sera. I don't know. What is
this? And under the words that you were saying, Nina, when you were talking about the sixth dimension, under those words we have faith in the substance. We have faith in the invisible. We have faith in something greater than us. And I like that it keeps coming up when we talk about these different elements of our situation. I like that it keeps coming up that it's not wrong, that it is what it is, and that we are expressing this willingness to be in it and to be with it and to explore it, to do some deeper digging. I have a great picture of Jim Green out by our pond digging for our, what's that stuff under there? Tile. Yeah, our tiling. One more thought on in whom or what do we place our faith? Does anybody else have something to add? Thank you, Lisa.
I think often, is this on? I think that a lot of times we forget about all kinds of aspects of water. Water represents our soul. It represents harmonizing. And so what we have is rather to look at what all the negative things that could be with water. Water is a harmonizing agent. Mm-hmm. It is the part of what our bodies are made. And I feel very much that we're not in a space of what has been gone wrong. We're moving into a new time. And everything that we see that we're facing is for each of us to recognize that this is what's going to help make us bloom. We're not fixing something, we're blooming.
Amen. We're not fixing something, we're blooming. We're moving into a new time. We're what? Pruning. So I think what we all have a handle on is that as we do face this current stage of evolution and consciousness where we are, that we do have faith that God is in the midst. And we do have faith that the wisdom is in the house. So as we've been examining this, such wonderful insights have come about. We had a board retreat discussion Friday evening, and I put all of our thoughts that we've collected over many weeks up on easel pages around the bookstore. And we had a discussion around those thoughts, and we added to those thoughts. Water represents potential. And one of our deepest potentials is our unity message. We take it for granted. We take for granted how we have transformed individually and as a body by using and applying the unity message. We have the opportunity, it comes up over and over again, like Sharon just said, we have the opportunity to make something new, to work together, to connect together and rising above, again, to whatever the next expression is. And in having conversations with our regional representative from the Great Lakes region and my own spiritual mentor, who many of you know, Martha Creek, one thing that the observation that they both had was, this is a season of quiet reflection. It's a time, like it comes up again and again in our conversation, it's a time to be in it, be with it, to reflect, to discover. And it feels, this came up over and over again in our board and dream team discussion the other evening, it feels very important that this dialogue continue, that we continue to talk about meanings and symbology and ideas and steps. One of the other interesting potentials that came up in Friday night's discussion was what great potential we're sitting on with social media. We have people that hear us on podcast, we have people that catch us on live stream, and we talked about different ways that we can create links, linking to popular topics and ideas that are out in the world that we talk about here. And then the other element that we talked about in the past was that idea of instability or uncertainty. And there was a lot of energy around social action and outreach, getting ourselves out in the community to be of service. And it's interesting because I feel like we talk about that idea a lot, and I feel like we have a lot of individuals who are into social action and being of service in the community. I know several people personally that commit time and energy to other organizations. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of this energy, if we have a coming together around this idea. I know we had folks that participated in the community Alzheimer's walk. We had folks that participated in the breast health awareness walk. And, we participate in the Freedom Fest parade. So people see unity. So can't we see in some of these activities a band of unity people in a unity shirt coming together for a cause, coming together to move ourselves to a higher place with these organizations. And it comes up again and again about, we have an opportunity here to be willing to be with the what is and not make it wrong. I can hear Martha Creek in my ear. Yes, honey, and just don't make you wrong. And we know that sometimes when we feel uncertain or unstable in our own personal lives, anybody ever have the propensity to give up? I can't do this. It's too much. I do. Oh, mine lasts longer than an hour, depending on how big the wave is. So we looked at some of the activities around here that we feel like we've sort of given up on. Again, social action came up. We're not having brunches as often as we used to. Not as many classes are offered, and when classes are offered, folks don't sign up. And growth, putting butts in the seats. We had an interesting conversation around that the other night because someone said, well, what's the purpose of all of those activities? Connection, being a part of something. And this piece of giving up connects to the cleansing aspects of water. The cleansing aspects. Before we can embrace our truth, we look at releasing things. We look at releasing ideas that no longer serve. So the insight that came up the other night is at the core of these activities is connection. That remains first and foremost in this community. So perhaps we dig in anew on some of these activities that we've talked about. Or, not either or, and perhaps we look at changing our avenues and providing new ways of connection. And it's not an either or, it is a both and. Fillmore wrote that when we feel like giving up, we can brace up and know our truth. And this is the really juicy part. So much came up around our truth. I loved it when Ray Smith said, we sometimes forget individually and as a community the truth of who we are. Isn't that one of the reasons that we show up here? Is to be reminded of the truth of who we are. Someone mentioned that the truth of us is prayer is our foundation. Let's turn to that. And we know, not all of the time, but some of the time, we need to be still, to be in deep prayer. Our truth is we have a positive message. We have an amazing, wonderful message. How about we apply it in our lives and in our current situation? We have spiritual connectivity and energy here. This one was also brilliant. We have and can come through waves of strife, but we need to be different than we have been or we are right now. For those of you that were here 3 years ago, after the car drove into our bookstore, we had a huge opportunity for coming together and creating something new. And the bookstore is not our old bookstore, is it? It looks very different. One of the thoughts that came up from the board discussion the other night on truth is the onus is on us. And we talked about how that's not for everyone that's seeking a spiritual community. Some people are more comfortable going to a place where they're told what they believe and they're told what they think. Unity doesn't work for everyone because it's work. It's work, and the onus is on us. And we also kind of had a tongue-in-cheek conversation around the idea that we talked about how emerging church, and we talked about how UnityCR isn't a church, it's Unity Center of Cedar Rapids. And then we talked about the onus is on us, and that people come for their own self-reflection, for their own self-exploration and evolution. So then, of course, somebody piped up and said, yes, we're self-centered. And that's okay. Yes, of course it is. Of course it is. Yes, they do. Yes, yes, it is. That's why I thought it was so funny, personally. Yeah, it's okay that we are here to quote unquote work on ourselves, because as we are living and creating our own upward spiral of consciousness, of ways of being, and I can't think of a time in my little life that has been probably more crucial or more vital than that right now. I follow a couple of news things on my Kindle every night, and I keep reading reports of what's going on and people's thoughts. And then it's really interesting to watch on Facebook the righteousness, not necessarily right thinking, but righteousness, and how we're willing to dig in and talk about what they're doing wrong or how they're thinking in the wrong way. And my fervent prayer for us, for our country, for our world, because believe me, people are paying very close attention, are they not, to how the US is showing up right now. And what I keep coming back to in the middle of the night when I'm reading those things is we are they. We are the US. And I truly, truly believe that how we are showing up as individuals is critical right now. So please vote, and vote often. And vote with your life. Vote with how we're showing up. So I didn't know we were going to take that turn. It's time to meditate. Otherwise, we might be here for dinner. We are in such a fascinating time. Individually, here at UnityCR, and in our world. Fascinating in the idea of the potential that we stand on, the potential that we already are, and the potential that we are becoming as individuals and as a spiritual community. In this holy moment, I invite us one and all to connect in a very deep way with this idea, the idea of I am potential unfolding. I have the potential to be the voice, to be the presence of inclusion, of divine love, of true harmony and coming together. I am the wisdom. I am the faith. Connecting to spiritual substance. Connecting to divine ideas that are waiting within me. And so, while our current situation, while our bigger picture times appear so tumultuous right now, I come to the altar of silence. as foundational faith, wisdom, peace, and divine love. Be still and know that I am God. And so it is. Can I get an amen? I know we have one visitor today who's here for the first time, but a longtime Unity friend by way of Brownsville, Texas, Canada, and Illinois. So welcome to Iowa. Is anybody else with us for the first time today? All right, we're glad you're here. Next time you make that route, come back through again. Ah, we have a great group. Okie dokie, so let us prepare our tithes and offerings. And I admit I fall off the wagon fairly frequently about sharing where we've been tithing. That's a part of our circulation, which is a huge aspect of water. As a ministry, we, in the month of August, sent a check for $373 to each of these organizations. Our Unity Worldwide Ministries, which is our mothership, Silent Unity, which is our 24/7 prayer organization, our Great Lakes Unity region, which supports us in youth ministry and in ministry in general. And then also our local organization this month is our Lynn Community Food Bank. So let us just remember that as we give, we're not giving our own good. We are giving God's good, and that good flows through this spiritual community and out beyond these walls to make a better world. So that's our tithing information. We remembered to share it this month. Invite you to take your tithes and love offerings in your hand. If you are one of our blessed auto tithers, take that energy in your hand and let us know our blessing together. It's in the program about 2/3 of the way down. Divine love, it starts. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful. And Mr. Jim Green and Nina have and Jim's doo-wop backup crowd, right? Yeah, have a rockin' tune for us. So get your toe tapping ready. If you need to get up and dance, I think we should. Good stuff.
Love is but a song we sing. It's the way we die. You can make the mountains sing or the angels cry. Though the bird is on the wing, you may not know why. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try and love one another right now. Some will go and some will pass, then we shall surely pass. When the one who left us here returns for us at last, we are but a moment's sunlight fading in the grass. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try and love one another right now. If you hear the song we sing, you will understand. Listen. You hold the keys to love and fear, all in your trembling hand. Just one key unlocks them both. It's all there at your command. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try and love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try and love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try and love one another right now. Right now, right now. Thank you. Thank you.
You taking that show on the road, Jim? Now that you got a band and a doo-wop group? Yeah, I'm thinking so. We've got some marketing people in the room, so you might want to do a little think tank on that. Maybe Great Green, Gang Green. Green's Gang. All right. Nina, do we have another little ditty here? And it is from this place of delicious and lavish gratitude that we connect to giving thanks for our good, for the substance that we are, the substance that flows in, out, and through us. We bless these gifts, knowing that they are dedicated to the work of Spirit. And so it is. Amen and amen. Okie dokie, before we start our peace song and our prayer for protection, I wanted to address a little story. I love it when stories and rumors and questions come to us because it gives us an opportunity for dialogue. We have 3 licensed Lunity leaders. Yeah, anytime, Barb. 3 licensed Unity leaders in our congregation. We have one of those 3 with us this morning, Barb Buchanan, and many of you know Jan Griffith and Susan Liddell. Every year they write their role description of what they want to, how they want to be and how they want to show up in our ministry for that year. And this year we ended up with sort of mid of that from at least one person. I don't know if it's more than one or not, but the story that came out of that is the licensed leaders are going away. Yeah. So if you are, would you tell me first? So they've been involved, the 3 of them have been involved in many, many different areas over the years. And the bottom line is primarily each of them will be connected with our spiritual care team, which is, you know, such a core piece of our work here. And then beyond that, there are a few other things that they'll be involved in. But I just wanted to pass along the news, to my knowledge, that our licensed leaders are still very much an integral part of our ministry, in case anyone had that question. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Together, wherever I am, God is, and that's the truth. Hi, sweetheart.